at yourself and think, I want to be better? Or I want to make a difference in someone's life? I have found that in order to help someone else, you must first help yourself. Ever wonder what it's like to be the purest form of yourself? I'm not talking about clean language and doing all good deeds. I'm talking about internally. Along my journey, I have learned many important lessons. The most important would have to be at my breaking point and ready to give up on life itself. You see, there was a time when everything seemed so impossible. It was as if the world was crashing down on me. I'm sure some of you have been there too. It seemed as though every time I turned around, I was being told I was normal and nothing wrong with me. It got to the point I thought I was going crazy, and they did too, as they even tried to give me medicine for that. I'm talking about doctors. Yes, I said it. Doctors. I personally have never taken pills, as I do not believe in taking a pill to make someone better. In order to get where you are, I truly believe there is an underlying problem that is overseen. For me, this was so true. Time and time again, over the course of a year, I was sent to what seemed like every specialist you could imagine, and I had every test done, all coming back negative and nothing wrong with me. While that sounds great, it simply was not true. I was very ill. Every day was a struggle, and the more that the days went on, the harder it was to keep it together. I remember one day getting up and just thinking to myself, how many times am I going to puke today? Am I even going to make it into my car this morning? Every day my head spiraled, so much brain fog I can't even explain it. I would get dizzy just standing up, and my entire body ached as if I was hit by a train 75 times before even waking up. To this day, I have no idea how the hell I even made it out of bed. Every day I went to work, never late and never missing a day. Sometimes I would have to leave early because I was just too miserable. Thankfully, though, I could work from home. Every day I would think to myself, okay, this is it. This is the night I'll go to sleep and will not wake up. And I'm okay with that. That is how bad I felt. I could not eat much, and yet, when I did, you guessed it, I would be sick. I truly thought I was dying, and I guess in some sense I was right. I had a lot going on in my body internally. So many vitamin deficiencies, I lost count. Every time I turned around, some level was off. So many food allergies, I gave up reading labels. If it wasn't one ingredient, it was another on that damn label that I could not have. I had a deep depression, as you can imagine, was just sick of life at this point. Literally, I would just say, great, so what can I eat? What can I do? What is off now? It was rough to say the least. I would only eat chicken because I was so sick of being sick every time I ate something. I eventually got so sick of my doctors, as they were not helping me, only making me worse, I hired a nutritionist. I've been working with her for about 2 years. She was the only person who never judged me. She never questioned me actually being sick. She didn't think I was an extremist. In fact, she actually explained a lot to me so I could understand how my body was working. So let's go over this checklist, shall we? And yes, it is a long one. I do suffer from autoimmune disease called celiac disease. No, this is not just an allergy. It is a real-life crap. That's what it is. This means I cannot have gluten. Gluten is wheat, rye, barley, and some oats. If I do, basically, it slowly kills me internally. Okay, there goes all your bread, pastas, and well, everything else, basically. Life is doomed. Because of this autoimmune, my villi and my small intestines is shaved off. What does that mean? Well, in order to absorb your nutrients, you need those villi. I know, just dandy. Meanwhile, I'm over here singing, hit me with your best shot. Okay, moving on. So now that we know I have a hard time absorbing nutrients because of my villi issue, we have to break down your nutrients first in order to absorb them, right? Right. Okay, so I also have MTHFR gene mutation. What is that? Well, it's short for methylenotriolate folate reductase deficiency. Think I said that right? Of course not. But you can Google it. Now this little mutant here causes me to have issues breaking down the nutrients to be ready to get absorbed. Double whammy, I know. Don't remind me. This lovely gene makes me super sick because of folic acid. I cannot take folic acid, which explains why I would puke and the room would spin every time I would take it. I did tell my doctor this, and she said it was because I was deficient. Turns out that was not true. It's also an issue with detoxing my body. My body, for whatever reason, needs help with that. So I get in the sauna to sweat out those toxins. Hey, whatever works, right? Could be worse. So now that we know that my entire nutrient system is totally screwed, moving on. Food allergies are another fun time in my life. Let's see here. I can't have eggs, I can't have nuts, no peanut butter or anything with eggs in it. Dairy bothers me most days, and sugar, well, it's the devil. So what am I left with, you ask? Not much. Okay, just kidding. But I did ask my nutritionist this very question too. Over the course of the first year, I learned that I could eat and what bothered me. I learned new ways of eating. For once I was happy. Why, you ask? Because when you feel as bad as I did, you will truly give up anything to do whatever it takes to just feel good for one day. One day turned into two, and two into three, and eventually weeks went by and then months. As I stand here today pretty healthy, even though I have issues internally and I take 1,000,000 vitamins a day, I'm content with my life. I have learned so much from this experience, one being never give up on yourself when you know something is not right and no one will listen or help. You know your body better than anyone else. Never take no for an answer. I have learned what it's like to be pure. What do I mean by that? I mean no poisons in my body. No sugar, no gluten, no GMOs, no packaged food, no caffeine, no trigger foods. I learned to eat truly clean because I had to. I would not have changed that experience for the world. Being pure made me so strong spiritually. My superpowers, as I like to call it, became stronger and more clear. I now help so many people as I was helped by this special nutritionist. I enjoy what I do, and I hope that one day people will see me as I see my nutritionist. So my question to you today is, how will you make a difference in someone's life?